Outer Banks, and welcome to an all-new episode of OBXE TV, where we give you the inside scoop on what's happening in the local and regional entertainment world. I'm Sue Artz. First up, I'm going to tell you all about the top trending stories right now on OBXEntertainment.com. The new National Geographic series, Wicked Tuna North vs. South, was filmed on the Outer Banks, and the official world premiere screening was held right here at Pirates Cove Marina. You can watch our interviews with the local captains starring on the show at OBXEntertainment.com/WickedTuna. Country music icon Marty Stewart played to a packed house at Waterside Theater this month, and we were there to bring you video highlights and our exclusive photo gallery. Check it out at OBXEntertainment.com. We're happy to announce that award-winning singer-songwriter Johnny Waters will be performing live at the OBX Entertainment Outer Banks Halloween Parade of Costumes on October 26th at Kelly's in Nags Head. For more information on this all-ages family-friendly event, go to OBXHalloween.com. You can get full details on each of these stories right now at OBXEntertainment.com. Today, our special guest is the owner of the newest local theater attraction, the Outer Banks Mystery Dinner, playing at the Comfort Inn North in Kill Devil Hills. We're excited to welcome Matt Marberry. Hey Matt, thanks for being here. So can you tell us a little bit about the Outer Banks Mystery Dinner?
Yeah, it's a 5-act show. It's a 4-course meal. And the way it works is there are, like I said, 4 courses, but before each course there's an act. And you're served the meals by the actors. And it's great because you get mystery money on your table, and you can use it to bribe the actors for clues, and it's really interactive. If you accuse an actor of being the murderer, they get really offended. It's a lot of fun. You can ask them all sorts of questions, and it's excellent. It's just a lot of fun for families, adults. You know, it just depends on how interactive you want to be with it.
Nice. So where does this take place?
Our show takes place at the Comfort Inn at milepost 9.5 in Kill Devil Hills. And it's been a wonderful, wonderful location for us. The hotel staff has been so accommodating, and it's been a great experience for all of us because it's new for everyone. And so it's new for the hotel, it's new for the actors, and they've all been very good about working together and working as a team and making sure that we can give our guests the best experience possible.
Nice, very nice. So what made you get this project started?
Well, I've worked in entertainment now for about the last 8 years. I grew up in Las Vegas, and so I was surrounded by entertainment all the time. And I moved out to Virginia, but before I did, I actually got cast in a mystery dinner show in Alberta, Canada. And all the actors were based in Vegas, and we all flew to Canada and performed at a casino out there. And then I moved to Virginia, and I found another dinner theater out there called Mystery Dinner Playhouse. And I worked on and off with them for 3 years. And worked my way up. I started as an actor, then I became an assistant production manager, and then a production manager, and eventually a director. And so I said, well, I want to open my own location, and they already had locations all over Virginia, so I said, well, I think I'm going to try the Outer Banks out. And I just looked into the Outer Banks, and it was a great area, wonderful tourism, wonderful for families. But I noticed there wasn't a lot of lifetime nightlife entertainment, and it just fit perfectly. There was the Jubilee, the Comedy Club, and the Lost Colony, and so I figured, oh well, we should fit in just great.
Yeah, definitely. So this is your first year doing the Mystery Dinner.
Yeah, it's our first year. The show's called Murder at a Wedding, and it's written by James Dobb, the owner of the Mystery Dinner Playhouse. And it's had wonderful reviews so far on TripAdvisor and Yelp and Facebook. People are having a great time. It takes place at a wedding, so it's like you're there, you know, we pull the ring bearer and the flower girl out of the audience, and people get up for the garter toss and the bouquet toss, and then there's a murder, and so they get to ask the actors, you know, what do you think happened? And they get really into it, and some people, they get really accusatory. They're like, well, I think you did it because of this, and the actors are like, oh, well, I think you did it. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of back and forth, and it's really intimate. We only sit 96 people per show, and so you get a lot of one-on-one time with the actors, and it's really wonderful, and it's a lot of fun, and it's just great.
Nice. So you said it's family friendly, so people can bring their kids. Is there an age limit at all?
There's not an age limit. We take any guest. We actually have a kids menu now that we offer called our Kids Caper Meal, and it's chicken tenders with French fries and dessert, which is wedding cake for this year. It's a lot of fun, and we even have one of our actors performing magic, and they try to go from table to table, especially with the kids, and do magic with them.
Cool. Now the dinner, is that like a set menu every night? So
yes, it's for the adults. It's a 4-course meal, and it comes with a vegetable medley soup, a garden salad with your choice of vinaigrette or ranch dressing. For our entrees, we have 3 options: barbecue beef brisket with potatoes and vegetables, a chicken breast cutlet with potatoes and vegetables, and a vegetarian pasta Alfredo dish. Then for dessert, everyone gets the lemon wedding cake.
Nice.
All 3 entrees are absolutely wonderful. Our chef at the Comfort Inn, David, does a fantastic job. I've done a lot of these shows in a lot of hotels, and the food there is wonderful.
Yeah, it sounds great. It's making me kind of hungry. So you said that you grew up in Vegas. That's pretty. So you were always surrounded by theater. So did you start when you were a kid?
I always enjoyed it, but I never really got involved until about my senior year in high school. And then it went from there. I was trying to get into the circuit in Vegas, but it was really difficult because they do want older people.
Right.
But eventually I did land a job as a singing server at the Stratosphere Casino, and then got promoted to DJ MC at the casino. And then from there I worked with Defending the Caveman for their marketing department, and then I was offered an understudy role with Tony and Tina's Wedding, which is a really popular off-Broadway show. It's been in Vegas for over 20 years. Unfortunately, I never had a chance to go into the role, but it was really cool, and that's kind of the reason why I picked this show, because it was kind of like that wedding scenario, and so it was kind of my nod to Tony and Tina's Wedding.
Yeah.
Of saying, so.
Cool, very cool. I know we do a lot of weddings, so maybe you could have like the wedding vendors.
Well, and that was the other great thing about the Outer Banks is it's so popular for weddings, and so it just worked out well. And we have people with their anniversaries that come out all the time, and then we have bachelorette parties and newlyweds that come out. It's a lot of fun.
Cool, very cool. So are you just directing the show now, or are you an actor too?
I'm actually an actor in the show. I produced it, directed it, and I'm also Alfonso, the wedding planner.
Nice.
So he's a wedding planner from Bremerhaven, Germany, and he's a lot of fun. He's a very flamboyant character, and it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I really enjoy it.
Very cool. So how long does this particular production gonna run?
So we started Memorial Day weekend, and we run until September 1st, which is Labor Day.
Okay.
That's when we found that the tourism was good, and especially for our first year as well, we want to definitely play it safe and not run too deep into either the beginning or the end of the tourist season. So, but next year we plan the same season. The Comfort Inn has already said that they want to have us back, and we want to be back with them because it's been a great partnership, like I said. And we also have something else lined up for next year as well, but we're not ready to publicly announce it yet. But I think Outer Banks Entertainment is going to be the first one to hear about it.
Nice. So you guys are just kind of lay low after Labor Day and just kind of plan and rehearse and stuff?
Yeah, we start rehearsals in May. Personally, I will be moving to Florida right after the show ends. I'll be going back to Vegas for 2 weeks to visit family, and then I'll go to Florida and work down there. But besides one of our actresses who's from Virginia, the rest are locals.
Right.
And they are absolutely incredibly talented, and they are all so professional. One of them works for the Department of Transportation with the ferry system, but he used to be a news reporter on television. He's wonderful. One of them used to work with South Carolina Workshop Theater, and she's just great. And another one of them worked with Lost Colony for a number of years, and he's on AMC's Turn right now as an extra that films up in Richmond. The other one is performed with TOD. She's incredibly talented as well. We have a really professional cast, and I was so excited about the talent that came out locally, because I want this to be locally. I want this to be something that we don't bring people in and we're the outside, they come from somewhere else. No, I want it to be about the Outer Banks, and I want to employ people in the Outer Banks.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Yeah.
So, maybe, do you have auditions in maybe April or so?
Yes, this last year we had them in February, and then we did a little bit of searching as well. I actually went through Theater of Dare to try to find some more people. It's really hard to find men. They're very limited, and a lot of them want to work with Lost Colony, which I understand completely. A Tony Award-winning company. I mean, come on, but. So we're hoping now that we've been established a little bit that maybe that we'll get some more talent out next year as well.
Yeah, definitely cool. I know the Parks and Rec, they used to have from like 9 to 12 years old a mystery theater. It wasn't dinner, I don't think, but
it was a camp, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I read about that as well. So when I was researching the area, I was trying to make sure there wasn't one already here.
Yep, you might want to contact them and see who their like top players were and see if they're looking for some work.
Exactly, yeah. Have them graduate up to the big leagues.
Definitely. So, when you're not doing a mystery play, what's your favorite way to spend the day on the Outer Banks?
Well, I love going to either Fish Heads or Nag's Head Pier. They have 15-cent shrimp specials. I just love it. I gorge myself on it. I get in trouble with that. And then I love playing pinball. I'm a pinball fanatic, and there's a lot of great pinball spots here. The piers have some great pinball. The Outer Banks Bowling has great pinball. So usually, they know me by name. They know me by the pinball guy. That's what I mean, So I go in. I'm probably the only person that goes into the Outer Banks bowling lanes without the intention of bowling.
Right.
So,
cool. Very cool. So when you did come here from Virginia, I guess, was it your first time here, or had you vacationed here before?
Yeah. What happened was my now fiance and I came down with her family last year. And I'd always heard about the Outer Banks, but I'd never been here. And when we came down here, I said, oh, this is it. This is the perfect place. It's got to be here. And so within the next following weeks, I was down here again, searching venues, going from hotel to hotel, trying to explain what this was, and getting bids from the hotels. And the Comfort Inn just stuck with it. And they were the ones that really were just as enthusiastic about it as I was. The director of sales over there she told me, she's like, oh, I think this is going to be a wonderful partnership. I think it'll be great. And it really did. It turned out to be quite wonderful. And I've just been back down here doing auditions, trying to find a place to live. And so I've been to the Outer Banks more now in the last year than I had previously. But I can see why people fall in love with this area.
Yeah, definitely. It's very unique for sure. I'm sure it's very different from Las Vegas. I've
Yeah.
never been there myself. But
Yeah, there's a joke, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yep.
So we always say in the show, what happens in the Outer Banks ends up on the internet. So,
it does.
yeah.
Very cool. So we have a few more weeks left in this season. So if people want to get tickets, should they make reservations?
Yep.
And where do they go for that?
Reservations are required, and
Okay.
you can get reservations. You can purchase your tickets online at www.obxmysterydinner.com.
Nice.
Or you can call our office at 252-305-2976. And you'll hear from me, and we can get your reservation all set up.
Cool. So how far in advance should they call it? Or
I would usually suggest about a week out,
Okay.
Especially Wednesdays. If you want to go Wednesday, the further out you book, the better, because Wednesdays are very popular.
Midweek and yeah, definitely. Awesome. Well, it was so great talking to you.
And thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and we'll have to get out there ourselves and check it out, and hope you guys have a great rest of the season and a nice winter off, and we'll look forward to seeing you next season with something new.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Matt.
Appreciate it.
Bye. Thanks for watching. I'm Sue Artz with OBX Entertainment.com and OBXE TV, and we'll see you next time.